Today we're going to learn how to find the area of a triangle, of an obtuse or an acute triangle. Remember, the formula for the area of a triangle is area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. The base and the height in this particular formula have to form a right angle. So if you're given a triangle like this one, where you have 3 angles and none of them are right angles, you have to drop an altitude to make a right angle, and that becomes your height. So you multiply the base times the height and take half, and that gives you the area of a triangle. Well, we can use sine and completely get rid of this formula altogether. Now, on this particular sheet right here, it tells me here that the sine of C, if we're looking for this angle right here, is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, which would be h over a. And if I wanted to solve for h, it would be a times the sine of C. So I could substitute into this formula, and I can replace h with a times the sine of C. So I'd have 1/2 times the base times a times the sine of C. And this is actually the formula that you can use to find the area of a triangle without having to drop an altitude. So if you don't know how to drop an altitude and to find the height of the altitude, you can use this formula instead. Now, different variations of this, remember, if you're multiplying a times b, you're finding the sine of C. Here's the variations. If you're multiplying b times c, now these are your sides, you're going to find the sine of angle A. And if you're multiplying side A and side C, then you're going to find the sine of angle B. Okay? But all of these come from a side angle side triangle. Okay? So if you don't have a side angle side triangle, you need to do the best that you can to make that happen using the law of sines or the law of cosines. Okay, so let's look at a couple of these. Let's start with number 1, which is going to be our easiest one. Notice this is a side angle side triangle. The angle is in between the two given sides. So when you have side angle side, these two sides right here, that's going to be your A and your B. The angle that's between them, that's what you're going to take the sine of, okay? So you're going to multiply the two sides in side angle side times the sine, of your given angle, okay? So you don't have to worry about what's A, what's B, what's C. You find side angle side, and once you find side angle side, you will multiply 1/2 times those two sides, and then multiply times the sine of your angle. Okay, so the area here is going to be 1/2 times your two sides in side angle side, 12 and 15, times the sine of your angle, which will be the sine of 110 degrees. Okay, so we'll have a calculator. It needs to be turned on. 1/2 times 12 times 15 times the sine of 110 degrees. Let's round this to the nearest tenth. That's 1 decimal place, and we'll have 84.6. Now, this is area. We don't need an angle measure. We were not told, well, we were told. So this is going to be square centimeters, okay? Because remember, area is a square unit. So whatever your unit of measure is, you raise it to the second power, and we call that square centimeters. All right, let's move on. Let's see, number 2, notice that here's my angle. So side angle side would consist of these measurements. So these will be your two sides, and this will be your angle. So 1/2 times 6 times 8 times the sine of 72 degrees. We won't use this one at all, okay? Same thing here. We've got that extra side. You only use side angle side. So these are the two sides that you'll multiply to the 1/2 times the sine of 25 degrees, okay? Now, we have two sides on this one, but we don't have the angle in the middle. Well, that's an easy fix, isn't it? So what you're going to do is you'll do 180 minus 81 minus 43 to find this third side, which is going to be 56 degrees. And then you have your two sides times a half times the sine of 56. Same thing that you're going to see right here on number 5. Okay, you got your two sides, but you don't have the angle in between those two sides. So 180 minus 31 minus 24, and that will give you your angle measure right here. Okay, so the first page is not so bad. Let's look at